I'm about to take y'all back to your childhood. What's up guys, it's Lexi. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, as if we haven't already had enough about 2020 and it's the new year and the new decade and yada yada yada, I'm just gonna add to it. Like everybody kind of has a different memory of the last decade. I thought that it would be fun, kind of like how I recapped 2019 in my last video. I kind of wanted to do a recap of the decade, but instead of taking things that were like things that I'd seen online or on TikTok or whatever, I wanted to take things from my own personal experience. Because I used to do things that are like personal for me. This is a recap of the 10s. Let's get started. So, I actually came prepared for this video, so be proud of me because I felt like in my last one I was kind of all over the place. First things first, let's talk about apps and technology. Technology then was very different than it is now, right? First of all, at the beginning of the decade, I didn't even have my phone. I didn't get my first cell phone until I was 13. If you were somewhere between the ages of, I don't know, like 9 and 16, something that was fun to do and like cool to do, you would go to the Apple store and you would go and take pictures on the iPhones and the iPods and the laptops and all that stuff. Looking back, this was really stupid because I don't know why we thought that this was so cool, but it was just kind of a thing. It was just kind of a thing to do. Oh, what's funny is so my mom was always like, oh no. She was like, I don't want you guys taking pictures on those things because people can go back and they can steal your photos. Now, in hindsight, this was very good advice because if you think about it, we were really just sitting there, like, just leaving our pictures in a public place. Like, and granted, that's kind of what we do with Instagram. Like, I don't know. Like, we were just leaving our pictures for, like, strangers, I guess was the big deal. And so I get it. For my mom was like, we're not doing that, don't do that. And so I would go with my friends and do this, but I wouldn't be in the picture, or like I would just like, they would take the picture and I'd just be on the side like I would just have my fingers in the pictures and I would just be like this, so that I was like listening to my mom because Lord knows I was not trying to get in trouble over this. But anyway, so that was like a cool thing to do. If you remember that, you're a real one. But specifically, the coolest thing about Apple's photo booth was like revolutionary for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why. Now, photo booth today is what YouTubers use to put in their like editing me thing, and it's either like they use the thing with like the hearts or the like the birds circling them or whatever. That's kind of what it's used for now. But back in the day, I remember I used to use this with my friends, and I remember this one specific time I was sleeping over at my friend's house and she was like, hey, do you want to like make a movie with photo booth? And I was like, yeah, obviously. And so like there would be these backgrounds that you could use, right? And so you would just sit in a room, like in a wall like this or wherever, and you would pick one. So like you could do one, but like the Eiffel Tower was behind you. Like it really shouldn't have been that fun, and the quality was not it. Like you could obviously tell that it was fake, but we were just so excited about it. And also if you're like 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, it's not, you're not really gonna care that much, and like it's just kind of a fun thing to do. So that's something that used to be fun. Another app, Tumblr. Let me tell you something. Tumblr, pretty sure Tumblr was just pretty much like Pinterest. It was just like, so like with the Tumblr girl, right? It was like fall was like the Tumblr girls' prime season. Like VSCO girls have summer, Tumblr girls have fall. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm talking about like the cute messy buns and the dark lipstick. What else was it? It was like chunky, it was like chunky scarves, boots, thigh-high boots, combat boots. Oh my goodness, I forgot. And I'm not talking about like Doc Martens, but like combat boots. That's where you would post like all your inspirational quotes, and that's where you would get your Instagram bios, and that's where you would get your Instagram captions like that. Like that used to be the thing. Also, I'm well aware that I'm sitting here talking like I had all of these things. I wasn't allowed to have social media till I was 13, but like I used my parents. So next app, this is skipping ahead to probably like 2015 to 2017, Musical.ly. Now, this isn't really that old. No one uses it to my knowledge. Musical.ly got remade. TikTok is what Musical.ly used to be, so the people that own TikTok own Musical.ly. It's just that the app got like remade and reformatted and all that stuff. Was Musical.ly better than TikTok? No, not by any means, and I think that TikTok is much better. But for those of you who like don't know or don't remember, I'm going to show you a couple of Musical.lys, okay?
Said hola, como esta? She said konnichiwa. She said pardon my French. I said bonjour, madame.
Why do girls love to do that pose? Are they your new trainers? What are those? Just one.
I would like to go on record saying, I myself never had a Musical.ly. Was it because my parents would not allow me to have one? Absolutely. But I do not regret it by any means, because I can say that I did not have a Musical.ly. Back in the day, you had the people that were Musical.ly famous, right? So you had Baby Ariel, Malu Clavejo, Lauren Gray, Jacob Sartorius, Brett, Zach. I don't remember the other ones, but like there were a lot. We didn't have a Hype House, but we had them. The thing with Musical.ly is that you would just lip sync. It would like tilt your phone and make all these angles. And we really thought we were doing something too. App. Fat Booth. Fat Booth was pretty much, it's just like what it sounds like. Basically, it was just this app and you had to pay for it. It was really stupid because we really paid for this mess. You just took a picture and it showed you what you would look like if you were like extremely obese. Like 600-pound life type stuff. The last app, Trivia Crack. Basically, it was like this game and you would play in turns. You could play with like, I want to say up to like 4 people could pick your category and then they would just give you a trivia question. That and Words with Friends. If you remember Words with Friends, you're a real one and you also did something with your life on your phone. It was just like Scrabble on your phone that you would play with friends. But these are things that we used to do for entertainment. Just Dance. Now, Just Dance is still around today. It has nowhere near the hype that it used to have. It didn't matter if I was going to a sleepover, if I was going to my cousin's house, if I was going to my grandma's house, if I was going to my best friend's house, you were going to play Just Dance. My family would like play with me, but they didn't play to the extent that I did. And I would play like every single day for like hours. Got to the point where I was like memorizing the dances. So I would go to people's houses, even when people come over to my house, and I would just casually be like, oh, you know, like, do you wanna play Just Dance? Like, oh, you wanna play the Wii? And you're like, yeah. And I would like murder that. You know, literally knew half of the dances, over like half the dances by heart. There were these, sorry if I like end up shifting a lot, it's like my camera keeps turning off and I have to get up to turn it on. Now, if you do not remember these two things that I'm about to show you, I don't know where you were during your childhood. Do y'all remember these Silly Bands? Now, this was like one of the biggest things that I remember about my childhood. So Silly Bands, they were rubber bands that we wore as bracelets, but they had shapes. I used to wear all of mine at the same time, and for whatever reason, I didn't believe in just wearing them on both wrists. I had to wear them all on one, and that's what most kids did. But I had them probably up to about like here, like and starting at my wrist. Biggest thing with Silly Bands is that you would trade them. That was the best part of Silly Bands. And so I remember, like, we were really out here thinking that we were business people. I remember this one time during play practice, it was like me and these 2 other girls, and they were like, hey, do you want to trade Silly Bands? And I was like, oh yeah. And she was like, come on, we have to go conduct business. We have to go conduct business. We were trading rubber band bracelets. It was just a big thing. And then the other thing was rainbow looms. So these were like Silly Bands in the sense that they were still rubber band bracelets, but we made them ourselves. And the bands pretty much look like bands that you use for braces. This loom, and you would use pretty much what was like a crochet hook, and you would place the bands on the loom in like a specific order, and then you would like use the crochet hook. I'm like trying to do it as I'm explaining it, but it's not here. But you would just like take the crochet hook and you would like loop the bands through, and then you would pull it off, and then you would use the little, they were called C clasps, I remember. But if you were really cool, you had S clasps. You used super intricate designs, and I remember I learned how to make like little shapes and like actual things. So I learned how to make a flower, a keyboard. So I'm not really sure how I did that still to this day, but it was a big deal. I remember I made a Flappy Bird. They were a big deal. You didn't really trade those, you just kind of made them, and then if you wanted, you could make some for your friends there. Another thing that was a big deal, duct tape. And so pretty much you would just use, they came out with all kinds. There was like color designs, there were even like, I remember that there used to be a One Direction duct tape. You would use duct tape to make pretty much anything right along. There were also some games, like there was Flappy Bird, there was Trivia Crack, Temple Run, Subway Surfers, Minion Rush. In all, there's Minion Rush. If you really think about it, everything else was kind of like a copy of, I'm not saying what I'm saying, take what you want from that. Okay, so my camera battery died and my light also died, so that's just a sign that this video has gone on long enough and I have enough footage, and that is just a good place to end. So with all that being said, that is the 2010s. What's kind of crazy is that now we are in 2020 and we're ending a new decade, or we're in a new decade, and it's now the 20s, and so before it was kind of like my childhood and now it's adulthood, and it's kind of crazy because this year alone I'm going to be turning 18, I'm moving out, I'm going to college. A lot of stuff is happening and a lot of stuff is changing, but if you liked today's video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you have not already. Turn on your post notifications so that you know every single time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are in the world, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye y'all!